Yes. People, how are you? How are you? How are you? I hope you are right. I want to get back into the school shooting in the classroom. We're going to hear from one of the survivors in the classroom, going to tell the story, what really happened. But there's something that I want to share with y'all before I get started. This is for this video in this particular content is for educational purposes. And the reason why I said educational purposes because it happened in a school. Okay, it happened in the school, and these kids gonna have to live with this throughout their lives, including the parents of the kids. I want to give my condolences to the parents as well. Now, everybody, I did a live earlier on this story, but I want to know. I know I had to come back with this content to talk to you all and to let y'all know how this individual got into the building. Okay, once he allegedly shot an officer, he ran. The little boy had that 18-year-old had to know what doors be open at that school, not necessarily, but so happened he didn't get in the front door of the school. The front door of the school, y'all, let's get it right, was locked. The front door of the school was locked. Okay, it was the he walked into the west side of the school. Now, allegedly, the young man used to go to the school, allegedly now. And he knows that that's one door that they always leave unlocked. Just alleged, okay? What happened was we got to find out that Texas officer moved quick enough, okay? All right? We got to find out did they move quick enough because the mom, when the grandmother called into the school, that was timing. They should have known about a shooting then, but they didn't know. They didn't have to know. But when the grandma called in, what I'm saying is that's when all the schools in that area should have been warned. You know what I mean? So the school can lock down and check the doors and stuff. On a different level. They got different levels. Security. They got different levels. Emergencies. Okay, and this emergency right here would have been a number 3. So the kids would have known what to do on a number 3 level. Okay, now listen, people. I love y'all so much. That's why I had to come back in with this terrifying news. But we have to know what happened because we are parents and we love kids. Some of us do. Okay. Now, what happened was at 11:40 a.m. p.m. a.m. because that's still morning. At 11:40, y'all, the young man walked on the west side of the building. So he must have saw a door open. And 4 minutes later, the police were called. 4 minutes. Listen, y'all. 11:40, he walked in the building. 4 minutes later, the police arrived. All those doors should have been locked. Everybody's doors should have been locked, but they wasn't aware that somebody came in that building on the side of the building, y'all. So he came through this. 4 minutes later, the police arrived. The police waited an hour later, y'all, after this shooter has already went in there and shot the kids. Now you tell me from 11:40, this gunsman walked in that building. You tell me that gunsman was in that building for an hour, and then y'all go into the classroom. When they opened up the door, he had already shot everybody in there, so they shot the boy. Who failed these kids? Who failed? It's not who fault. Who failed these kids? Now, think about it. 11:40, and then an hour later, they comes into the school. Y'all know how long that is? Do you all know how long that was? Now, does who's this incident right here? This terror has mentally affected a whole lot of kids. Now I'm gonna let y'all hear for one from one. It's very important for me to let y'all hear the caller, not the caller, but one of the students in the classroom, one of the survivors. Okay, before I do that, I have to do this. Fair use, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for teaching, news reporting, educating, um, um, and research. Well, here goes the young man. Let's listen to what he said happened.
The shooting through the door, I told my friend to hide.
Hold on. This what he told his friends to do, y'all.
Under something so he won't find it.
Tonight, a first-hand account from a student inside the classroom. This 9-year-old boy, his identity protected, describing moments of sheer terror.
He shot our next person's door, and then we have a door in the middle, and he opened it, and then he came in and he crouched a little bit, and he said it's time to die.
And his agonizing account of a classmate hit by gunfire.
Just imagine, as a child, you hear someone says, it's time to die. What is the first thing? Which what think like a child now. Think like a child. You 9 years old. Somebody come in your classroom and say it's time to die. Where do your mind go to? Oh no, no. What do it go to? What think about it? What do you think about when a gunsman tell a 9-year-old it's time to die? This is very educational, y'all, because we need to talk to our kids in case something like this happen. You know what I mean? Everything can't happen in school. All the learning can't happen in school. It comes from home. Just imagine that little boy heard them say. This little boy was in the classroom, y'all, when that boy told him it's time to die. What would you think? What would you do in a situation like this if somebody tells you while y'all watching the movie it's time to die? After hearing him shoot other people. Now let's finish out what he said.
The cop said, "Help if you need help." And then one of the persons in my class said, "Help." The guy overheard, and he came in and shot her. And then the cops barged in into that classroom, and the guy shot the cops, and the cops just started shooting.
Among his classmates who died.
Now, I don't want to show the kids. I don't want to show the classmate who died. Now, people, just imagine that young man, classmate died. All of his classmates shot. All of his whole class, including his teacher. Just imagine. This is a sad case. Out of all them kids, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 kids shot in that classroom. And you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 survivors. Just imagine, y'all. Oh my God, he killed them innocent young kids. What do we tell our kids?
Entered the classroom
what do we say to our kids? Because number one, I'm gonna show y'all my timeline that I came up. I came up with their timeline. They said this is my timeline. It's ugly, so don't pay it no attention. He walked on the west side of the building at 11:40. That's what the young man did at 11:40. Then they got a call that somebody was in the building. 4 minutes later, the police. 4 minutes later, the police arrived. That's a pretty good time to me. But then this happened. An hour later. An hour later, y'all. The classroom was filled with individuals. Okay. We have to educate our kids at home. We got to educate our kids. They can't get all education at school, y'all. All the education don't take place at school. It take place at home. Okay? Talk to your kids every day. This can happen anywhere in at any given time. This is your girl, the real deal, Gil. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Tell me what you think in the comment about the timeline. Let's be educated. Come on, let's think. Let's think. The timeline ain't right. The timeline. He walked in at 11:40, and it took them an hour later. Now how long that boy been in that school? Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Please join the channel. Make sure you hit the like button. I love y'all. Talk to your kids. This has been the real deal, Lanita Gill. Yes. I'm out, y'all.